See, CCN lab, we have part A and part B. Part A is of simulation software where we use NCTNS or NetSim or any of the software we can use. We have an option from the DQ. I'm going to use presently with respect to this one, NCTNS, okay, in our lab. So NCTNS, the link has been shared. I mean, the Google Drive software link has been shared. So I'll just demonstrate today how you are going to execute these programs. Those who have lab C and C++, I mean, implementation of the following algorithms or programs using C and C++. We, in our lab, I hope during the regular, before COVID itself, we have done this particular lab, part B portion, say bit stuffing, character stuffing, distance vector, and all. We have done all these programs. To make use of yourself, to prepare yourself, what I suggest, there is an online website called mm, jdoodle.com where you can compile your C code and you can see the output over here. Okay, you can see the output over here. You can have an interactive mode and you can understand what is happening in the output node at the results point of view. You can see here. Okay, you can execute the code and you can see the code, what is happening, what is the behavior and all, and you can observe the things. Okay, so this is my piece of code where I'm just running leaky bucket algorithm and I'm going to check the output at this particular result column. So this can be done in your mobile phone also. To practice yourself, you can do these things in your mobile phone also. No mean that you want a laptop for doing part B. Part A, you need your laptop or mobile phone. I recommend you to take yourself laptop or mobile phone, borrow it from your friend or neighbor or whoever possible. Those who have, do yourself, which I have shared through G Drive. Download the software, install. There are the instruction manual how to install the software and all. Once you installed, you can execute the program. Meanwhile, I have created a YouTube link where you can understand what is the things are there in the, I mean, how to run the program, how to do the things and all. Okay. So coming back here, so I'll just show you. Let's resume back. So till now, I hope you are clear, I believe. Okay. So going back, Shashank. So part B, don't speak. I just. So part B, we are going to use a tool called NCTNS here. How we use NCTNS or what is the NCTNS tool, how it works. So NCTNS tool has three portions. Okay, three portions of. You have to open three terminals. It works on Linux platform. It works on a Linux platform where you do the things on Linux. Okay, so and the operator system used, we use it in a virtual where, and the operating system is Fedora. Okay, and the version is very low version. Don't worry about the OS and other things and all. Presently, we work on how to understand the concept and how to simulate the network simulation things in the software. So what you want to do is you want to right click on your terminal on desktop. So you can, there is an option to open a terminal. So usually, Linux platform, all interaction happens through terminal itself. So like in Windows, you have all icons, but in Linux, you don't have any icons. There, any command user want to feed it through uh, chat window itself. I mean through terminal itself. Terminal is an interface between the OS and the user. Okay. So here there is an option to go here. One second. So what you want to do once you have done this, then you have to type this particular command: cd user usr local nctns/bin. Why you want to type this particular command is in this particular one where the tool has been installed. Say like generally when you are going for any drive, say you can see here in my PC I have a E drive. There I have college doc, I have CCN, and there I have CCN programs. So I'm going to be there. Okay. So this way you can access the things. Okay? Same way here, the same thing. Yeah, I mean there you have an icons in Windows, but Linux you don't have an icon. So you go through command windows. So the command cd stands for change directory, space, slash stands for root, and then user, local, nctns, bin are the folder names. Okay, in that, say user folder, usr folder, you have a local folder. In local folder you have an nctns. In nctns you have a folder called bin name. Why this bin? Bin is a folder where you can access all the binaries. What is binary means? Say I just show you one simple example. What is binary? What is these things are called? Say I'll just go to my C drive. So you can see in this C drive I have installed, uh, I'll go to program files. So in this I go to Microsoft Office. So in the Microsoft Office, if you find here, there is an option called WinWord. It is not there. Okay. Let's go back to the other one. Okay, you can see here in the Chrome, the Chrome folder, there is an application folder. So you can see this particular exe. So this is the exe. For this exe, we have created a shortcut here. By using this shortcut, we are trying to access. If you click on this shortcut, you can understand what is happening. I'll just show you. Say here you have a Chrome. In the Chrome, if you right click and see, actually what is happening in the sense, it is going to C programs, I mean C directory program files. From there, Google, and then Chrome application, and then Chrome.exe file. Okay, so that's the way you are going to go it. So, can you tell the name of the software? Okay, nctns tool we are going to use. Okay, so I'll get back to that. Okay, now what is the difference between Linux and Windows? I'm just trying to figure out, okay, for you guys. So here, this is the target. If you click on the shortcut, this target will be opened. So instead of that, in Windows also you can go with command. What is that command prompt means? You can have in the run prompt as Chrome. You can type as Chrome, Chrome. The Internet Explorer is going to open. So this is how you can do that. And same way you can type as calc, CLC. So automatically calc get opens. So these are the short keywords used. We interact through Windows through through command window. Okay, command line. Same way in Linux, we interact to the Linux environment through terminal. Okay, in the terminal, to access the nctns tool, we are going to access through this path. cd space slash is the top directory. Like how we have C directory in the Windows, we have a root directory with the name slash. Okay, root is the top, and then in that you have a user folder, you have a local, you have nctns slash bin. So once you type this, then you enter into the tool. In the tool, if you put ls, it will list you what all things are there. It will list you what all things are there. ls is a command to list. Like in Windows, you just click an icon, everything will be visible, right? So here you can't see those things. If you want to see those things, you want to see, put type ls. ls is a command to list the content in that particular directory. Once you do that, then there is a folder files name called exe, files name called dispatcher, coordinator, and then nctns. These are the three things are used for nctns to invoke the software. What is dispatcher is doing? Dispatcher is the one which works behind the simulator, which works behind the nctns simulator, which gives the coordination between the nctns tool and the coordinator log. Why? In the sense, say for example, you have two hosts. Two hosts means two computers kind of it. So two computers want to talk to each other through router or through a hub. During that case, this guy simulates some data and this guy receives that data. To do all those things, dispatcher is going to do a help for it. For that, in this particular path, you have to type dot slash dispatcher. If you type that, the dispatcher is active. The dispatcher is active. Once the dispatcher is active, then you have to type in the same, you can right click and open another terminal. because in the previous one, if you see, the terminal is locked. The terminal is locked. You can right click and open another terminal in this window, in this particular terminal itself, or in this terminal itself. Why you want to do this in the sense? If you do that, so what is the advantage is, if you type here only, right click and then open another terminal, right click, open terminal. If you use right click, open terminal, what is the advantage is, you will end up with the another terminal with same path. You will end up with another terminal with the same path. So that's the beauty of it. Okay. So once you end up with the same terminal, no need to type the same path. You can see automatically the bin folder will be active. If you type ./coordinator, the coordinator is going to active. You can see the server packet and all, it got active. Once you are done with, same way, right click, open terminal, then your NCTNS client will be opened. Okay, so you can minimize all these things and your tool is going to explode. This is a software tool which you are going to access. Okay, once you access this tool, you will have three modes. Okay, one is, I mean, four modes. One is design mode, where you are draw mode, or design mode, where you are going to draw the components. You pick the components and place the component. It's similar to your ARCAD, not exactly same, but almost similar of it. So like how you pick a resistor, how you pick a capacitor and place it and concatenate or connect them. Same way here also, you pick a there are different components which enable only in drawing mode, or design mode. I'll show you what I'll see. This is the one. So you can see here, there is something called D, and there is something called E, and there is something called P. Okay, you can use those things, P, E, R, and D is nothing but draw mode, E is nothing but edit mode, R is nothing but run mode, P is nothing but play mode. So you have four modes in this particular NCTNS tool. One is draw mode or design mode, edit mode, run mode, and then play mode. What is draw mode or design mode? In this mode, you can pick these components. There are many components here. You can see here, there are many components here. You can pick these components and you can place this component here. Place this component in the draw area. Okay. So you can pick the computer and place it here, and it will look like poster. So you can pick the computer and you can place it here, and you can pick another computer and you can place it, and you can use a hub is this one. Okay, you can use this, so they'll be into Mac. You can take a wire, you can use this one for a wire, and you can connect these two guys. So it's, I mean, say virtually, you are connecting two computers to understand what is the behavior of the particular design. Okay, that's the reason you have this NCTNS tool. Okay, that's the reason you have this NCTNS tool. Moving further, once you do this, what is it? So this is your one. Okay, once you are done the drawing mode, then you are going to go for edit mode. In the edit mode, you can say this guy as sender. Okay, or you can treat it as TX is transmitter, sender is SN, okay, T, and here receiver RX. Okay, so here you can send some data from here, like how you do file transfer from one mobile to another mobile, and same way one computer to another computer, okay, through server or through a hub or something. So here this guy sends some data and this guy receives some data. Whether the data is received or not, you are going to understand in the edit mode. There are different types of protocols to do this. Okay, I hope you are aware of UDP, TCP, all those things. What is UDP? What is UDP? User defined protocol. Okay, user defined protocol. What is that? We'll see about it. See, you can see in the draw mode, I have taken hub, and I have taken computer 1, and I have taken computer 2. Hub, computer 1, computer 2. Okay. Here, once you are done this, then you are going for edit mode. In the edit, and you can make it happen. So analyze the network performance by setting the queue size and varying the bandwidth. So here you have to set the queue size and you want to vary the bandwidth. Okay, what is bandwidth in the sense? Say like you get a data from host to another host, like upload and download link, you can change it. Say like 1 Mbps, 2 Mbps, 5 Mbps, like that. You can change that. And you can change the bit error ratio also. BER, bit error ratio, and you can find what are the packet loss in the from host source to destination. Okay, so that's the experiment is all about. We'll see about this experiment. How's the things are going. So right click and open a terminal. Then you are in the home or root. See, tilde represent home. Okay, slash represent home. Okay, I'll just show you. So I typed cd space slash user slash local slash mctns slash bin. Now you can see earlier it was there in the tilde. Tilde means home location. Now you are in the bin folder. Okay. Now in the bin folder. Once you are done this, right click, open terminal. Use dot dispatcher. Always be sure you have to enable dot dispatcher
Sir,
only.
full screen ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ sir.
Come again?
Full screen ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ sir.
Okay, okay. I'll just resume back. Let's resume back. I hope now it is visible to you all. So I recap from the first. So CCN lab, computer networks lab, CN lab, 17EC L68. Okay. First experiment is your implementation of point-to-point network. I mean, two point-to-point network, and you are going to understand this. So from here, so you right click, open terminal, and once you are done that, you are in home location. Home location represent tilde. Tilde means negation symbol. Okay, in your computer, like you have above the tab. Okay, it means that you are in home location. Once you are done, you have to type cd space slash user slash home slash mctns slash bin. Once you type this particular command, you will go to, you'll enter into bin folder. Enter into bin folder. So now in the bin folder, if you put ls, it will show you all the things. So if you want to list, first what you want to do is you have to enable the dispatcher dot slash dispatcher. What is dot slash means? So to execute your executables .exe, you are going to use dot slash as a one. What is dot represent? In the same folder, open a file name called dispatcher. Okay, that is what you are telling to the terminal. Once you have done that, in the same terminal, right click, open terminal, and dot coordinator. Okay, dot slash coordinator, then dot slash nctns. Once you type nctns, you will end up in this window. Okay, once you end up in this window, you can file save in the bin, or you can create your own folder by using folder name. I just go back. So here you can create your own folder here. You can create your own folder, and you can save the network with the name called TPL. TPL. What is TPL means? Topology file. Topology file mean. Okay. So you can save that particular in bin, or you can save it in your own folder also by going back here and saving your file. Okay. That's the way you do it. And here you can give the file name as program1 and save it. Once you save it, you can see here program1 got displayed here, and the path of the file where you have saved also you can access. So this is very, very important. Path is very important. Okay. Then you will enter into draw mode. In the draw mode, you pick the components and you place the components in the one. and you connect the components. Once you connect the component through wire, this is the link you are going to connect. Okay. Then you use A to label it. Okay, you can label the names for this particular one, sender, receiver, like that, and hub. You can label it like that. Okay. You can click on that particular name and you can keep making. And you can move it also. You can move it also using cursor. Okay. Then you can click on edit and you can place it as STP. The what is the formula you're going to use it in the edit mode. You're going to use it in the edit mode. That we'll see about it now. Now you're labeling the things. So you can see you can give the labels also. See these and all, it's your understanding point of view. You can do all these things. It makes sense so that it will be very easy for you if you label these names and all. And if you type the commands also, you can understand what command I have given there in the edit mode for the sender. Okay. TCP protocol. Okay, you are going to use TCP protocol for this particular experiment. Okay, and here, what is this trying to say here in the sense? STCP is a command to make the sender as work in TCP protocol, and minus P is the port number. Okay, minus P is a switch to use to enable the port, and 21 is the port we are going to use here, and minus L is the load. Minus L is the load, and 1024 is the load, and here 1.0.1.2 is the IP address of the receiver. IP address of the receiver. How you come to know the IP address? If you click on here, this is a node where blue color one, where you can see this blue color one, you will know the IP address. How? We'll see about it. And same way, you are going to set the receiver in the receive mode. Receive mode. Okay. How in the sense? RTCP. R is nothing but receive. S is nothing but send. And TCP is the telling to the tool use the mode in TCP. And minus P is the port. Irrespective of the port you take. Minus L is the load 1024. Okay. So you can see, you go in edit mode, you can see here the IP address of that particular port. I just go back. Edit mode. In the edit mode, if you type like this, you can see the IP address. You can see the IP address. Okay. Once you got this IP address, you can go to edit mode of the sender. You have to type these commands in the edit mode. If you double click, there is an option called add, and here start and stop is nothing but simulation time. Okay. Start and stop is the simulation time. And in the command window, you can type the commands. What is the use of typing this command? You are setting that particular host or sender as sender, okay, through this command. And in the node editor, you have an option called FIFO. There you can vary the queue size. What is queue size? The capacity of the computer, it can hold the content. It can hold the content. That is the queue size mean. Okay. Then you can change the packet size to 50 or 40 or 100. If you change it 100, the sender can send in the buffer area 100 packets. It can hold and it can send the 100 packets. Okay. Then once you are done, there is an option called MAC 8023. MAC 8023. If you click on this MAC 8023, okay, if you click on this MAC 8023, then you will end up with this particular window. So you can see the MAC address of the sender. Sender is 01011. Okay. Receiver is 1012. Okay. Now here there are options to enable the analysis. Okay. There a lot of analysis can be done in this particular experiment. So here what is the experiment is trying to say? You have to find what is the throughput. Okay, what is the performance of the network? To enable it, here there are a lot of options to do this. Since it is a resolution, I mean the window is very limited resolution. What you can do, there is a blind method to enable all this resolution. You can use tab, two tabs and one space. What is two tabs is trying to do? If you click on this, then if you type two tabs, it will go to one tab here, next tab will go to here. And if you use space bar, it will check this particular one. It will check this particular. I repeat, this is very important. So if you click on here, okay, this particular checkbox is enabled. Means number of unique cache income packet statistics is enabled. And if you use two tabs, first tab will go to here, second tab will go to here. And if you use a space bar, this particular one is going to enable. Why you are going to do this particular of blind method is the resolution of the VMware of your Linux platform is very limited resolution. It is not like how my display is going to see. It is very limited space. That's the reason you have to use this blind method. Two tabs, one space. Two tabs, one space. Automatically, once it reaches to OK phase, automatically if you press enter, tab only, it will close it. I'll show you in the video how the things are going to happen. See, two tabs, one space, two tabs, one space, two tabs, one space. Automatically it will goes off and it will come back to here. It means that you can you can recheck also once again. Okay. How to recheck? You can click on Mac again. I'll show you. Hold on. Okay. So here, if you go back again on the Mac layer, Mac 8023, this all will be enabled with a blue color tick mark. If it is there, then it is done. You can give straight away OK and go back to set the receiver node. Okay, we call this everything as node here. Okay, node here. We call these things as node. Now you are going to set the receiver node or receiver host. So you are going to change the start and stop simulation time. I want to run this simulation cycle. Sender can send data and receiver can receive data from 0 to 100 seconds. 0 to 100 seconds. So that's the meaning of it. So you can enable, you can use same blind method, two tabs, one space, two tabs, one space, two tabs, one space. Automatically it reaches to certain phase. Then save. Then you go for run mode. Everything is enabled in the run mode. I repeat, in the run mode. See, once you are done, save the file. Then go for run mode. In the run mode, it will tell you what all things are done. Okay, and then give OK. Then go for simulation run. Once you click on this, automatically the tool simulates your requirements. You can see here the things are happening. What is happening at all? It keeps running. Okay. It simulates for 100 seconds and default it has given 400. It runs faster. You can see simulation is done. Once it is done, you can go, file will be transferred and it will be saved in the database. When the data, once you are saved, you can go for play mode and you can understand what is happening. You can see the packets are sent and the packets are received in the data. Okay. The sender has sent some data and receiver is receiving some data. You can see with blue color lines and yellow color lines. If the data is not sent, you come up with red color. What is red color indicates? There is a failure in the data transmission. If it is yellow color, the data transmission is happening. Okay. So you can plot the graph and you can understand what is happening. For that, you have to go to tools. Then there is an option called plot graph. Okay. Then you can, the graph window is opened. In the graph window, you can select particular graph. Okay. File, open. Okay. You will go with your path. So you have to open your results path of your program one. Program one results. If you click here, there is a lot of database got enabled. Lot of statistics got enabled. What are the lot of statistics? Say here, there is a baud rate in out, okay, and then collision log file, drop log file, throughput, many things are there. Here we have to analyze the receiver point of view. The receiver is N3. The receiver is N3. N means node. Okay. 3 is nothing but the name of the node. Okay. And here in-out throughput we are going to analyze. In-out throughput, you can see the in-out throughput. The throughput, if any drop is there, and that particular time cycle, say earlier it was in 26 time cycle, the packets are 1164. So you are going to send 1024 load, but still 1164 or 1024 as sent. Okay. And here there was a drop in a packet. There is a drop in a packet. There 744 packets are sent, or some packets are sent. So you can analyze this particular things. Okay. This is all about your, see, initially 0 packets, later it went going with a good packets. And you can save this graph and you can take the screenshot of it and you can paste it in your record. And you can analyze the drop also. You can see at what second how many packets are dropped, what is the, I mean, why it is happening also. What is the use of doing this packet loss, packet throughput and all, so that you can understand your network simulation and you can do your best. Okay. In packet 1, what are the in-out throughput? See, there is some loss, those things and all, you can understand output packet 1. So this is all about the experiment. Okay. Same way you have experiment 2, experiment 3 and all. We'll see about it. Experiment 2, experiment. We have a neat manual for it. You can analyze that. So you can see the log file also. You go for bin, in the bin local, bin nctns program 1 results. There you can see the log file. Say log file. I'm going to the throughput log file. You can see node 3 in-out throughput. If you double click on this log file, and you can see the 1 second how many packets are sent. So you can see all the results, still 100 nanos, 100 seconds. You can see 100 nanos. See this, from by using this only the graph is plotting. The graph is plotting. Like you have a input output. You have taken the input and output sequence and you plot it in the graph, right? In your unlock filters or unlock lab or for low pass filter and all. Same way you do it here also. Okay. I hope I have taken more of your time. I just resume back.